my last first day of class ever. I don't really see myself getting a PhD, so this is probably my last first day of school. So I'm vlogging for you all, and I know a lot of you follow me for grad school content, so I want to take you with me as we venture into this new normal of virtual classes. First class is an elective called Transforming Healthcare Delivery, and it's supposed to be starting in 1 minute, but I'm the only person that's in this class right now, like on the Zoom link, and I'm like, did I make a mistake or I'm stupid? I realized that it doesn't start till next week, so I guess I don't have class for the next few hours. We can hang out, but what the rest of my day is gonna look like is a non-profit fashion magazine that donates proceeds to children and their education, and they emailed me wanting to set up a meeting. I think they're doing their next issue and maybe wanting some help. I don't really know how to model. I'm like hella awkward, so I don't really know what to expect, but I'm excited for that meeting. And this year I'm going to be a graduate student coordinator, which is similar to a TA, and that is for 2 classes, vaccination policy and public health concepts for managers. Both of those classes are happening today. It feels weird starting classes again. I had summer classes, so it's not really like I ever stopped, but I think going into my last year, it comes with a lot of internal reflection of trying to figure out what I want my life to look like after graduation and where I see things heading. Then the important thing about your 20s is experimenting. We get so caught up in trying to figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of our life. We never really play around with things, and I want to make sure I give myself a chance to be successful in my 30s by using my 20s to kind of test the waters and fail, if that makes sense. The one thing that creates a little bit of pressure is all the student debt and the loans and the interest that's been adding up, and a part of me wanted to sell my soul to pharma and go into pharmaceuticals after graduation, make a hell of money, pay off my student loans, but I know that would be so soul-sucking for me. I think I might have a similar experience if I go into consulting. I'm still not sure, still trying to figure that out. I think the way my brain works, I will be good at consulting because I'm constantly thinking about how things could be done better, more efficiently, and strategizing how to improve systems and solve problems. And I've done so many random things thus far that I think my brain could balance that out. The one downside is I don't want to help rich people make more money off of sick people. I think that's one thing with healthcare that's always top of mind. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, where I fit into this broken healthcare system, which is the whole reason I decided to get this degree. So I'm curious to see how I develop and change, and what I'm interested in changes in the upcoming months. I guess I'll watch this in a few months and see where I'm headed, but my prediction would be that I'm going to go into the startup space. Or maybe I could use this to speak that into existence, but I really am interested in startup spaces using telemedicine, telehealth, and digital solutions to make healthcare more accessible. And that's what I was doing before the pandemic. That's what I've been doing for years, and it's exciting seeing how that space is growing super rapidly now because of the pandemic. So I think that's where I see myself headed. I'm curious to see if that changes, but it's an interesting time to be getting a Master's of Health Administration degree with a pandemic, because so many healthcare companies are having hiring freezes. My original plan was actually to do a fellowship at Kaiser after graduating, Kaiser, Oregon. Because if you know me, you know I love Kaiser. Kaiser is what got me into healthcare, and I was really set on that for a long time. I think I was set on that before I even got into Columbia, but unfortunately due to the budget, that fellowship is canceled, and it doesn't feel right to apply to one of the other regions because I don't really see myself in California. So yeah, I'm just figuring things out one day at a time. I finished up the modeling meeting and I was looking at jobs, startups, as we were talking about, and there's this platform called AngelList, but I never really hear anybody talking about it, but it's actually the reason I got my last position with the women's health startup. It is LinkedIn, but specifically for startups. So a lot of these companies, these newer companies, post their hirings and their positions that are available through the website, and the application process is so easy. You don't have to go through the formal, you know, those applications that make you submit your resume, but then you also have to manually write in everything that is in your resume, and the cover letter you don't have to do any of that at all. Obviously you'll need a resume, but some positions actually don't even ask for that. So this is what it looks like. Okay, so I'm on the New York positions right now, but it's also showing me a lot of remote roles. You could do a job title. It'll also let you do an industry, paid, unpaid, the skill set, if you want an internship or a full-time role, part-time role. If you want to be a co-founder to a startup, this is actually also a way to get involved. And then you just scroll and it has all these amazing opportunities, and then let's say you see one that you think is interesting. Some of them will have different applications, but this one just asks you to leave them a note. What I actually had done in the past, and what I think is really helpful, is on top of introducing yourself, kind of introducing an idea that you think is going to help their business model. So let's say you are applying to a social media role, and yeah, you come up with a social media concept, whether it's an Instagram story, a series they could do like on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever that is, and pitch them that idea through this little blurb as you're introducing yourself. I've had a lot of success with that, and it also just gets you to think a little differently and allows your mind to strategize new way to do things. So I really recommend it. Make sure you look into it if you're looking for jobs, especially in the startup space. This is really random and maybe embarrassing, but I'm so curious if anybody else does the same. But if you're posting an Instagram picture, do you have a selection committee you send your photos to help you pick? For example, this is what I do to my sisters all the time. We have a group chat and I randomly just sent them all these photos of like, please help me choose, and they always do. Like, we've done this always. They're so sick of my shit probably.
Here, so you will know over the course of the morbidity and mortality by neighborhood. We will also help guide you when we talk about they're on Mount Stupid.
I just got out of my last class. Again, this is another class I was TAing for. I now have a call with a prospective student. I have a lot of people email and reach out to me from watching these YouTube videos interested in Columbia or grad school, and I try to make time to answer everybody's questions. So I am about to have a chat with her. I feel a little bad because I think I picked the worst day to vlog. I feel like this has been so boring. I've literally just been sitting all day and now it's 8:10. But I guess that's what Zoom and virtual meetings and virtual classrooms are, and I want to be realistic, so that's what my life's probably going to be. I don't know if I'm gonna make dinner. I had leftovers that I've been eating throughout the day. I have some packages that came, but y'all are probably so tired of seeing my packages, but I figured I should go get them and we could do another unboxing. Oh my god. I'm like about to throw up. I cannot believe I just got these up a 4-story walk up with very narrow stairs. Look. Bruh. Forget the mirror was okay. This couch, it felt weird ending the video at the last clip that y'all saw because I wanted just to capture school, and I had classes, but it was classes I was TAing for. So I don't have any of my classes, but today I actually have one of my classes. So I figured we would do a continuation, and I actually have an interview in about like 15 minutes, meeting with the founder of the startup. I keep talking about startups in this video, I feel like. But yeah, I have an interview. I need to put this couch together. My whole life, this whole apartment is boxes. And I actually had some deliveries come from Amazon Fresh. So maybe we could do another grocery haul. They brought it to my door. That's so nice. Okay, so these are the groceries. Like I said, I ordered these through Amazon Fresh, and it was my first Amazon delivery food experience. So I don't really know what to think, but I got spinach, kale, green bell peppers, avocados, garlic, squash, edamame. Haven't really bought or really been eating chicken, but I got chicken, tofu, mushrooms, feta cheese, the best cheese, more oat milk. I had never tried this brand before, but I actually really like it. And the one, Oatly, actually uses like canola oil, which is not good, so I've been trying to stay away from that. Broccoli, I've been eating mascara and they had it, so I was like, okay, might as well. Chai for chai lattes, sriracha honey, oatmeal, cereal, and paper towels. The interview went really well. The founder was really genuine, seemed like a great person. I think my perspective on interviewing has changed and continues to evolve, but I think I've done so many interviews up until this point in my life, especially in the past year being at Columbia, that I used to go into them so angsty, so nervous, but excited, but mostly nervous, and wanting to make sure that I had all the right answers and that, I don't know, that I was on top of my game. And I think as I've done more interviews, I've gotten a lot calmer about it, because if you do enough, or if you practice enough, you have a rough idea of all of your answers. And when you go into it more calm, I think you come off more confident. And interviewing as somebody who's worked in HR is all about that person seeing if you're somebody they could work with. And the people that end up getting hired are usually the people they like the most and they connect the most with, and they feel the most like they could relate to, if that makes sense. So it's not always the most qualified candidate that gets hired, and that's something what I really want to stress. You could have all the qualifications in the world, you could have 10 years of experience doing that position, it doesn't matter. If there's another candidate that they like better, that's who they're going to go with. It's nothing personal, and vice versa. You could be competing with people that has more experience in a position than you ever will at this age in your life, and you could be the one that gets chosen because they like you better, they see potential in you, and they see your vision and what you could achieve. So go into all of these interviews and be yourself and be calm. Stop stressing out about how you're coming off and just be yourself, because I promise you, if you go into it being calm and you're competing with all these people that are like super high strung, they're going to feel like you're the most confident, and you are going to have a higher chance of getting selected. So that is my 2 cents. I have class in an hour and I've not had coffee today, so I'm going to make coffee. We are out and this is where it is going temporarily until the rest of the furniture comes in. Looking for love and love. First official class that I've been student in is starting in 7 minutes and I'm so excited for this class. It's called Entrepreneurship and it's being taught by a woman of color, and as somebody who never really has professors of color, let alone women of color, I am so excited for this class. I am geeking out. I think we're starting the first class that we have today by pitching a startup idea, and then we're going to split up into teams and work on those. And I've been having a startup idea. Sorry I keep talking about startups in this video. I don't know how this has happened, but I've had a startup idea that I've been working on with a friend. I think the move kind of took away from all that, but it's online dating but for finding a therapist, if that makes sense. I don't know if y'all have ever tried finding a therapist, but it's such a hard process, and having a therapist that's the right match for you is almost as important as, if not more important than, finding a partner. So that relationship is really important to having successful therapy, but it is so hard to find the right therapist, especially if you want a minority identifying therapist. For example, I always try to go to women of color counselors. So yeah, I've been having this idea for a while. Definitely still needs to be developed a lot. I would love to know y'all's thoughts and experiences. If you've ever tried finding a therapist and how you went about that process, if you could comment it, that would mean the world to me. Or if you don't feel comfortable commenting it, you could just message me about it. But from personal experience and people that I know, it could be really hard. And if you don't find the right therapist and you go to therapy and that relationship or that partnership isn't the right one, it could inhibit you from continuing to go to therapy or wanting to try to find a new therapist. So I'm really excited for this class. I think it's going to be a fun semester. So yeah, just wanted to preface that. Yeah, I'm excited. I would also love if y'all told me if you're dressing up for classes. Do you look nice or do you just look how you look? We have to turn on our cameras now. I think last year when virtual learning first started, none of us really turned on our cameras and it was just a professor, but the professors feel really alone when they're just looking at a bunch of black screens. So we're all turning on our cameras now, but I'm repping Oregon today. So let me know if y'all dress up and look nice for classes and meetings and all that, or if you're just in your comfy fits. I would love to know. It's been a few hours. I put the couch together and I love the couch in and of itself. Putting it together took maybe an hour or two, which is a tenth of the time it took to build the bed. So I am thankful for Wayfar's instructions. The problem is that I feel like it's way too big for this living room, and I don't really know how to set it up to make the space not seem so small. So I'm just show y'all, if you have any advice, please let a girl know. We should name her. Let me know if you have any names. I thought she was gonna be damaged because of how much I had to throw it around while I was getting it up the stairs, but luckily she was in perfect condition. And yeah, it just makes the space feel very small, like you can't really get through this way. And I was planning on putting like a little office, like my desks and stuff right there, so I'm just afraid there's gonna be like no way to get through. But
Yeah, I mean, it's still really nice, and it becomes like a bed for guests, so because this back reclines. So I'm excited for that, but I don't know, the space is just so tiny that I'm confused about how to utilize it, to be honest.
Another thing about today and yesterday is that there's been really bad fires on the West Coast, and my family is in Oregon, so a lot of the day has been spent worrying. So if you're watching this and you're on the West Coast, sending you so many prayers and so much love. I hope you and your family and your loved ones are safe. I can't even imagine the stress of evacuating, like, all of this in the middle of a freaking pandemic. It's just 2020 is like one thing after another. Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh God, let today be a safe and good day, please. So if you're watching this, I hope you're doing okay and you're safe and you're staying sane. I think this pandemic is getting to all of us in one way or another, so sending you a lot of love. I'm probably gonna close out the video here because it's already 10:43 or 11, but I appreciate y'all watching. I hope you like these vlogs. Comment below if you have any specific content you want to see from me, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye.